All right. All right. Welcome. Welcome. This is Shane Carter, Hampshire Capital. Just want to make a quick video and share a a quick sort of financial story about a discussion I was having with my 13-year-old son. And it really was about, why some people pay cash for things like, cars and RVs and, ATVs or whatever they're buying, instead of using that same amount of money to invest in something that's then going to give them passive cash flow, where they can then use that passive cash flow to buy these depreciating assets, or realistically more like liabilities, we call them, instead of depreciating assets, um, and keep your principal intact. That's an intelligent use of funds. So let's take a quick example that I used to illustrate, and sort of I could see the aha moment, go off in his head. So let's say you have $50,000 and you're like, yes, I've got $50,000. I am going to go buy that car that I want, and I'm going to go, buy it for cash, and I'm going to own it. And I won't have any payments. Isn't that fantastic? Well, not really. Let's explain why. So you take that $50,000 and you go and you buy this depreciating asset or liability, which is a vehicle, a car. The second you drive it off the lot, it goes down in value. The more you put miles on it and you use it, it continues to go down and down and down in value. So your $50,000 that you paid for this car, yes, you don't have payments, but the value of it goes down every single month. Every single year, it's worth less and less and less and less and less. So your money's just basically evaporating because you put it into a depreciating asset. Um, and so we believe that's not necessarily an intelligent use of funds. Here's a better way to think about it. Here's a better way um, to maybe use your money. Is you take that same $50,000 and let's say you put it into an investment like a real estate syndication, similar to what we do here at Hampshire Capital, or a number of other firms do. And let's just use sort of standard, principles of return metrics that we're generally seeing in our offerings and others' offerings, which is, let's say you get an 8% preferred rate of return. And for, let's say, a standard 5-year hold, let's say it's a 2x equity multiple, just to be, just to make it easy math. It might be 1.7, it might be 2.3, but let's just use 2x as an easy principle. So here's the power of investing your money instead of spending it. Take that same $50,000. Instead of paying cash for that car, you put it into an investment that right off the bat is yielding you an 8% return, right? So that's $4,000 a year divided by 12, roughly $333 or so per month that you're going to get from that investment. So you take that $333 and you use that to buy a vehicle, right? You don't pay for cash, because now you've got your same $50,000. It's intact and your principal is intact, and it's in this investment vehicle that's paying you $333 a month. You're then using that passive cash flow to go buy that depreciating asset or that liability. That's a way better use of funds, right? And then secondly, this is the crazy part, is that in a lot of our investments you get depreciation. So let's say you get 25, 30, 40, even $50,000 of depreciation that you can use for your taxes for that year that you made that $50,000 investment. So now you've got a tax loss that you were able to receive, which is why real estate's amazing in terms of having the best leveraged, tax advantaged investment you can find. So you get the tax benefits of having that negative loss on your taxes, thereby diminishing the amount of taxes you would potentially owe the IRS. Now there are nuances. I don't want to go in. We'll set up a whole other video about depreciation and how that works, right? But essentially, you get some value for that for your taxes. But then you got your same $50,000 principal, right? It's paying you that $333 a month. You're using that $333 to pay for your depreciating assets, your liabilities, your car, your toys, whatever. And then in 5 years, let's say, for example, assuming that we or someone else, executed their business plan properly, you get your $50,000 back plus another $50,000. You get 2x return. So in 5 years, in option one, in 5 years, you paid 50 grand for a car. 5 years later, that car's worth, I don't know, 10 grand, maybe, if you're lucky, 15 grand, right? So you just lost $30,000, $40,000 worth of value by using your 50 grand to buy a car. Option two, invest it in a tax advantaged, leveraged real estate investment like we do at Hampshire Capital, and again others do, and you become a passive investor. You get that passive cash flow. You use that passive cash flow on a monthly, quarterly basis to pay for your liabilities. And then not only do you get your principal back, but you get more than your principal back. And you turn around and you do that again and again and again. And so every 5 years, you're kind of doubling your money and you're letting your investments grow. And you use the cash flow from those investments to pay for your liabilities or your depreciating assets. Okay? So that is the financial advice of the day. Thank you to my amazing 13-year-old for having that discussion and allowing me to share it with you. Hope that helps, and be amazing. Have a great day.